County Fairgrounds in Cool K here. Do I have Mark Julio on the line with me?
You do, Cool K.
Hi. Hi. So how many years have you been performing, and is that all you've done on your life?
Pretty much, yep. I'd say a good 50 to 60 years.
Okay. And what was your first public appearance that you got paid for? Do you remember?
It was at a roller skating rink in Palmer, Alaska.
Oh, wow. Are you originally from Alaska?
Yes, born and raised. Another high country state.
Yes, that's true. Do you write songs too?
I do. I have composed as well. And
Okay, so how young were you when you started singing?
Well, the first time I sang for the public, it wasn't not a paid performance. I was 6 years of age.
Okay.
And we used to have minstrel shows up in Alaska, and a teacher at one of the local grade schools got together with my father, and they thought it would be great if he and I teamed up, the teacher and I, because he played guitar and sang and cut a couple records. We did Tom Dooley together.
Oh.
At the minstrel show.
Oh, that sounds
so
cool.
that was like the very beginning. And
so your father was a performer?
He not professional, but he played harmonica, accordion, piano, and they had like a harmonica group or a kind of a small musical group there in Palmer. But as far as being on stage, no.
Okay.
But he definitely nurtured me to do it.
Oh, he wanted you to do it. That's unusual.
Yeah, and then he has the audacity to leave me when I'm 6 years of age. It looks like Big G called him home. So.
Oh. Okay. Well, all right. So, did you go to college? I'm curious.
Yes, I did go to college. I didn't. I went to a couple years at the University of Alaska.
Okay.
And then I went to broadcasting school in 1974 in Seattle.
Okay. All right, and you started performing. So what were some of your earlier performances? Do you remember?
You mean like the names of the places?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Right offhand, in Seattle, I'm trying to think. God, it's been so long since I've been in Washington State. I left there in 73 and moved to Reno in 80. And then I really, oh, wow. There was one place in Washington called the Block House, which was between Seattle and Tacoma in a town called Federal Way. I know I was there for quite a while. I was with a trio. And then I did do, yes, I'm sorry. In 74, after I got through broadcasting school, I went into a dinner house called The King and I in Renton, Washington.
Okay.
And I was there probably a year, and then I went over to West Seattle to a Chinese place called the New Luck Toy. And I worked there multiple performances. And then also a town called Burien, Washington, I played at another Chinese place called the Ding Hao.
I looked at your bio, and you're a married man, and your wife sings with you too?
No, I've got to tell you, my lovely beloved passed in 2021 after 41 years of marriage.
Did she sing with you, though?
Yes, she did. She did sing with me. We sang together probably, God, I'm going to say 7 or 8 years together.
And you write your own songs?
Yep, I do. I also play commercial, but I do have some compositions that I've written.
Okay.
Oh, she and I wrote one together just before she passed called Nature. And if you go to one of those websites, you'll hear it.
Okay. All right. So where did you end up settling, and where have you performed the longest?
The longest I've performed has been Reno and Las Vegas. I would say Las Vegas now because I've been down here since January of 1999. I lived in Reno 18 years, but I've been down here ever since. And so I've done Mandalay Bay, a place called Hooters. It's now a new name. I can't think of the name of it. I think it's called Oye, Oye, or something like that. And then I was at Bourbon Street and the Greek Isle, which used to be the Debbie Reynolds Theater years ago. I was between those two properties for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Solid for 3 years. And then, let me see, I'm trying to think. Okay, and then it was right about that time that a young lady came in that I knew through a friend of mine, and I was ready to get out of the casino thing. And I told her, I said, boy, I said, if another venue comes up of some sort, I said, I'm going to switch gears. And she said, Mark, how would you feel about performing for assisted living, memory care, and 55 plus communities? I said, book it. She said, well, my dad does. So she brought her father in the next night. He hooked Dee and myself up, and we started doing that. I've been doing that now for 26 years.
Okay. Where would you like to perform? Are you happy doing that? Are there other places?
I am. Now, I will say this, because I've always left the door open spiritually on this. If an offer were to come along, I'm talking about like a drop-dead gorgeous offer that you couldn't really refuse, I would probably venture into it. But as far as the actual ongoing nightclub scene, I got really burned out with that, because down here, they run them 6 nights a week, 6 hours a night. And that's a killer. Can you imagine that over a 3-year period?
Sounds tiring, dear.
Well, it is. And also you're putting up with all that smoke and the drunks, which I understand is part of the business. But at the same time, I believe it was time for me to shift gears when I did. And it's proven to be very successful.
Okay. All right. So there's not any real place that you would really like to perform that you haven't had the chance?
I wouldn't mind doing like the Grand Ole Opry or something like that. I think it would be great.
I talk to a lot of musicians who say that to me too.
Yeah, I mean, somebody says, Mark, what would you think about performing at the Grand Ole Opry? And my question would be, how solid of an inquiry is this? And then go from there. And if it were a legitimate thing, yeah, I would.
Okay,
I would definitely do it.
You write all of your music?
Yeah, well, I write a lot of it. Like I said, I do commercial things as well, because, when you're in these facilities and even in the nightclubs, I mean, they want to hear, too, what's going on during the day. And a lot of them like the retro stuff, the country and the 60s, 70s type music and things like that. So I do, I've always put myself as easy listening, because it covers a very broad genre of music that way.
So how long do you plan on doing this?
To the day I am called elsewhere. As long as I can physically and mentally do it, I'll continue doing it. It is the one thing I have to tell you that has driven me all my life. And I know there's a lot of people who don't know what they want to do through their entire life, and I feel for them. So I consider myself ultra fortunate that I always knew from a very, very, very young age what I wanted to do.
We'll get this up and we'll get it posted a few places, and maybe we can get you some contacts. Do you want to leave information for people to reach you?
I do believe I have some on the websites. I will double check that. If I don't, I will upload that. But I think, I'm sure I have my phone number there, because I mean that's an immediate contact, and my emails too. But I will double check just the same.
Are there any particular states you're interested in?
Mainly Nevada right now. I wouldn't mind taking a trip over to Arizona. because number one, it's nearby. I did California for a little while back in the 80s, but yeah, Arizona would be good. I mean, like I said, if something happened in Tennessee, yeah, I mean, I would give it a gander. Sure, Tennessee would be a good interest.
Mark, I have a lot of singer musicians tell me the same thing.
Yeah, well, you know, and I've heard too that they're kind of laxing their rigidness as far as who they want to let in over there in Nashville too. I was reading this the end of last year, and I don't know to what degree they're referring to, but they kind of made that comment specifically. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So it sounded like they were kind of loosening up like maybe didn't have to be a hardcore sounding country person to get in there, because one in particular that I really did like, and he just passed, was Kenny Dale. I don't know if you remember him or not, but he was pretty big in the 80s, and he just passed, and I know he had a venue there in Nashville over the last few years of his own, so you never know. And he didn't really sound country. He sounded more pop type voice.
There's a lot of places to perform in Nashville besides the Grand Ole Opry.
No, I understand that. I just use that as a point of reference. I'll tell you, one of my all-time favorite musical performers in country was Marty Robbins.
Okay, let me get this up, Mark.
All right, dear, you take care and be safe, please. And thank you so much.